Small cap funds in India have been the talk of the town over the last few years. Even a couple of my friends who are not into finance or have never invested in any equity products before suddenly started talking about small cap funds. And the reason everybody is suddenly interested in small cap is because of the high CAGR, right? Almost all small cap funds have generated a CAGR of around 25 to 30% over the last 3-4 years, which is not impressive for any fund, right? And hence, the performance chasing aspect of it comes into the picture, right? That suddenly a fund starts outperforming and everybody starts flocking in the money into that fund. So today we are going to look at one of those funds, which is the Nippon-India Small Cap Fund. It's the largest small cap fund in India. It has an AUM of about 60,000 crores and it charges a fee of 0.63% for the direct version. As always, let's start with comparing this fund with a benchmark. So here I've already selected a small cap benchmark to compare this fund against because it's a small cap fund, right? So clearly we can see that it has outperformed the benchmark in a huge way, and also here you can see it's close to 700% over the last 10 years. One thing I want to point out is the correlation between the fund and the benchmark chosen here. So you can see the high correlation. That means that the benchmark we have chosen, it's kind of tracking the fund itself, right? So we have selected a MSCI small cap growth index, so we are in the right direction comparing this fund with the right benchmark. And here we can see again, I pointed out the correlation. The beta is also close to 1 to the MSCI small cap benchmark. Finally, I think we already saw the humongous outperformance in the chart as well as in the table in the previous tab. I think the story follows here as well. So you can see out of 11 years, it has outperformed the benchmark for the last 10 years, right? Except 2019. In all the years, it has generated alpha. And you can also see the consistency of alpha in this chart since its inception. This fund seems really impressive, and it has generated outperformance. Not only outperformance, the manager has shown skills, as you can see with the alpha here, right? The market or the small cap benchmark cannot explain the return, so that's why you are seeing the alpha return here. Now let's quickly understand what's inside this fund, right? So it has about 203 holdings, right, which is a lot, especially if we compare it to a benchmark like Nifty 50, which has only 50 stocks, right? When you look at the top 10 holdings of this fund, you can see that it is not at all concentrated, which is great. If all your stocks, if the top 10 stocks in a fund, sums up to 80%, then you're betting on only the top 10 stocks, right? So this seems pretty diversified. I want to highlight the drawdown of this fund compared to a Nifty 50 fund. So in COVID, this fund went down by 45% compared to 30% when you compare it to the Nifty 50 benchmark. So you do have to know that during market crisis, this fund seems to have done poorly compared to a benchmark. Now let's compare this fund against its peers to see how well it has done compared to other small cap funds and see whether it has actually outperformed or been in line with the other peers in the small cap category. So I've selected the largest 5 small cap funds in India. So you can see that Nippon has clearly outperformed all of them. But I quickly want to highlight something about the Quant Small Cap Fund here. I think till 2018, Quant Small Cap Fund was not actually into small caps. It was actually in incomes or something like a bond fund. So after 2018 only they changed their structure to a small cap fund. So let's rebalance, change the starting date to 2018 and see how well it has done. I think one of the reasons Quant Small Cap has been famous is for its outperformance in the last 4 or 5 years, right? And we can see that in this chart, right? It has clearly outperformed all its peers in a huge way, right? Also, if you look at the CAGRs, Quant Small Cap has generated CAGR of 30% since 2018. I think when you go to the risk return chart as well, it has generated a high CAGR, whereas I think the Nippon Small Cap has still done well compared to the other three, but Quant, if you rebalance it to 2018, it has been the best small cap fund since 2018. So quickly going into these style boxes, I think you can see that Quant Small Cap Fund as well as the Nippon, it is showing a low market capitalization as expected, since it's a small cap fund and highly valued when it comes to the valuation. And as expected, it is high on momentum, and also it's a very high volatile fund. I think that's it for this video. Thanks a lot. See you next time.